There are numerous amounts of college students in debt because of high tuition rates in America. Greetings, my name is Christopher Sims, a sophomore at Bethune-Cookman University.
Good morning, my name is Latrice Graham, a sophomore at Bethune-Cookman University.
And today we are going to be talking about the high tuition rates in America and why there are so many college students in debt as of today. Latrice, what do you think about tuition rates and prices in college universities when it comes towards the students?
I feel that tuition should be lowered in colleges because some people can't afford to go to college and they don't have the resources for financial aid, so they have to pay out of pocket. That's why some people can't come back to college, because of their balance and they have to pay out of pocket. What about you?
I agree with everything you say too. Students, they have to depend, if they can't afford their tuition, they have to depend on student loans or filling out scholarships, hoping that they might get the scholarship. It's not a guarantee that they might get it, or they might have to get like a side job to help pay for school, you know, stuff in that nature. And it's just, tuition is just getting out of control because students can't afford it. And the higher it is, that means the more students that are going to drop out, and the more students that drop out, the more money the government loses when it comes towards paying for education. So with all that being said, I feel like college tuition prices should be, even if it is lowered, it should be like our tuition right now for Bethune-Cookman University. I believe if you pay the full total price, is about $30,000 something. With me being here for 2 years at this institution, I received grants from the state and I received financial aid, but I still end up owing money at the end of the school year. So I have to depend on Parent Plus loans and loans in my name as well. So as of right now, I'm about $30,000-$40,000 in debt that I got to pay back after I graduate from this institution. And what about you? How much debt you're in?
Well, unfortunately, my parents didn't qualify for the Parent Plus loan, so I'm in about $20,000 to $30,000 in debt, and this is only my second year. So by the time I graduate, I'm going to be in roughly around $60,000 worth of debt, and that's with financial aid.
Yeah, that's crazy. And to be honest, with the tuition being this high for a private institution or at any private institution, mostly HBCUs, because that's where we attend at this point, the tuition shouldn't be this high, because what we get, the things we get for that price, it doesn't even seem like, you know, it's worth it for what we're paying for. Because, like, not to knock our school or anything, but we pay $30,000 a year for a small cab. We should have a big cab to fit the whole student body in. We have dorms that are not up to par as they should be when it comes to this institution. And we also have leaders of this institution stealing money from us. So I feel like as if, why do we have to keep paying money if the money is not being put towards good reasons for the school, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure other schools have this problem. It's just not our school, and I'm not just saying HBCUs have this problem, because there are PWIs, which is predominantly white institutions, that have these problems as well, don't you think?
Yeah, I feel like all colleges have problems, but another reason why tuition should be lowered is so students have the choice of the college that they want to go to. Because some students just go to a college because of the price that they have to pay, so they can't really choose the one that they really want to go to. And also, of course, some students go to the college because of the scholarships. But if the tuition is lower, then they can choose the college they want to go to instead of, you know, being forced to go somewhere that that they really don't want to. They're just going there because of the price.
Yeah, I agree. But as she was saying, you know, if the prices are lower for school, like to go to school to earn your bachelor's degree, I feel like there'll be more students that come straight out of high school that go straight to college and, you know, and earn a degree. Or, you know, students that are in college, they'll be able to finish and earn their degrees if the tuition is lower. Yeah.
And then more students would come to college because the tuition is low. Most people don't come to college because they feel like they can't afford it, and they feel like they'll have to struggle and go through all that, and they just...
Or they don't want to be in debt.
Yeah, and they just rather stay home and get a job. But if the tuition is lower, you can do the same thing you're doing at home at school.
Yep. So I feel like somewhere in the future we have to have our leaders that are up in Washington that are making these laws and rules when it comes to college tuition. They should speak on it, because we now in this generation we have less students going to college earning bachelor's degrees and masters, doctorates. We have less students, and it shouldn't have even got to that point. We should have every student should go off to college and be able to afford it, or at least be able to receive at least some assistance, you know, that they won't have to pay back in the future to the government. Because to be honest, college tuition, the government is, to me, I feel like the government is like ripping you off, to be honest, when it comes to paying it, because they want to raise the prices because they know you can't afford it. So that means when they raise the prices and you can't afford it, you got to take out loans. And when you take out loans, they want to put interest rates on the loan. So that means even though, like right now, I took out $20,000 in loan, that $20,000, I'm going to be in debt more, but that $20,000 right now, there's a 6.25 interest rate on that price. So that means it's going to be higher. I got to end up paying the government more for just borrowing money for them, which I shouldn't have to borrow money from them. It's just their way of making more money and making themselves more richer and making us more poor.
Yeah, because they know that we can't afford to pay back the loans right now. So they know by the time we can afford to pay it off, the balance of the loan is going to be double, triple. So you're going to be paying way more than what you would have paid if you would have paid it now. And some people have higher interest rates than what he just said. So they're definitely going to be paying way more.
Yep. And I mean, it also, even though, depending on your major too, because some majors, when you take out loans,
they have loan forgiveness.
But not everybody have that loan forgiveness that other students have. So, you know, tuition got to get lowered. That's just my opinion. And we got to get some more leaders, and we also need more students from other campuses advocating this issue, because it seems to be a big problem amongst a lot of college students.
Yeah, it just seems like the people in the White House, they're not really for college students. I don't know, it just seems like they're trying to make our life harder than what it already is. They should be on our side, trying to do everything they can to help us graduate for our future, not to try to make it hard so we can drop out, not be able to finish college.
Yeah, they should make it easier, because we need future doctors, we need future polices, we need people in these job industries, you know, to keep this country running forward. And if we don't have people going to college trying to get these degrees towards getting that job to help others, we're gonna be out of luck, because we're gonna start losing doctors, because people are gonna start dying off. We're gonna lose engineers, and before you know it, this country is just gonna go down in shame if we don't have enough students going to school pursuing for a career and not just a job. That's just point blank period. What do you think?
I think that's true. I think they need to help us try to help ourselves, lower the tuition, improve the campus all that they can, And just, start with the little things. I know it's not going to be like right now, but they can gradually start to help us.
Yeah, I think they can gradually start to help us, like she said, improve the little things, like buying better textbooks for students, better laptops, getting more tutors on campus,
and then half the stuff we really shouldn't even have to pay for, like paying to go eat at the caf. Like, why are we even paying for that? That should be free.
Paying for transportation on campus,
that should be free.
To and from Walmart, that should be free. We're paying here at Bethune-Cookman University, we're paying a band fee, and we're not even in band.
Why?
I don't think we should be paying for. It's just unnecessary things we're paying for that shouldn't be paid. We should just be paying strictly for our schoolwork,
tuition,
like paying our professors to teach us the materials that we need. We should be paying, like, I guess, for the internet, because we do use the internet a lot here on college campuses, things in that nature. We shouldn't be the other, like what she said, eating in the caf, and those should be already a given to us here.
Yes, I feel like tuition should be less than 10,000 for both semesters. I don't feel like it should be over 25,000, and there's some colleges that go up to $50,000. Like, that's just ridiculous to me.
You're just robbing money. And another thing is, when it comes to tuition, there's a thing called in-state tuition and out-of-state tuition. The out-of-state tuition, I really don't understand why they're charging students that come from out-of-state that want to go to a school in their state. Mm-hmm. They're charging them more than students that actually live in it. I don't think that should be a thing when it comes to college tuition. I think everybody should pay an equal price when it comes to tuition, because, like we said, everybody can't afford it, and sometimes some people, they just want to go to their dream school, and they can't go to their dream school because that school is out of state and it's more than a school that they live in, a state that they live in state.
Correct. It doesn't matter where you come from. The student is still choosing to go to your school, so why should they have to pay more for coming to your school? Because obviously they could stay in their own state, but it's something that they see in your school that they want to attend. So I don't think that they should be charged more. I think they should be charged the same thing as in-state.
Yeah, they should be charged the same as in-state, I believe, as well too. But all in all, when it comes to tuition and prices and things of that nature, we just feel as if it should be lowered, or if it ain't lowered, take it away. Because in public school, everything was free, but it wasn't kind of free in public school and high school. It kind of like the taxpayers were paying for it.
Lunch. And some people have free lunch.
Yeah, but like some people in the community, the taxpayer pay for our stuff.
So what do you think?
Our taxes.
What do you think the tuition should be like around for college students?
For college students, I think this tuition, when you take out all the other necessities, and I think a good price really to go to school, when you add in the dorms and everything, anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 at the most. That's where I feel like it should be around that. The other 10,000 or 15, 20,000, that's just the school robbing money from you. Unnecessary money.
But moral of the story is tuition should be lowered. I feel like somebody should take that up with the government and try to sign some petitions and stuff.
The Secretary of Education needs to speak up in Congress about lowering, which is Betsy DeVos.
Correct. All in all, tuition should be lowered.
All right, thank you for watching this video, and we hope you enjoyed watching it, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.